Tansei, oki, bonjour, hello everybody. Welcome to another fabulous Tuesday teaching. Yeah, I'm Chantal. I'm from Muskeg Lake, Creation in Saskatchewan, but I live here in Treaty 7 now. I think it's always really important just to acknowledge the land upon which we stand. And so I just wanted to acknowledge Multinstis, which is my home. A very, very snowy home. I left in the morning, it was absolutely gorgeous, and then I came out after teaching at a school and it was like snowmageddon. It was nuts. There was like this much snow on my car. I was like, what happened? Where am I? Because I was like locked in a gym all day teaching. So, but it was, it's good though. It's good because it's going to be good for the farmers. It's going to be good for the fields. It's going to be good for all of the plants. Anybody who's gardening, it's a good thing. So I just want to acknowledge everyone who lives here. I want to acknowledge the Blackfoot of Siksika, Kainai, and Pagani. I want to acknowledge the Sarsi Dene from Tsutsuna and the Stony Nakota from Morley, which includes Chiniki, Bears Paw, and Wesley First Nations. We're also walking in the footsteps of Métis Region 3, which is why I proudly wear my Métis sash to honor that bridge between Indigenous and non-Indigenous culture. And so, yeah, I think it's always really important to begin with that sense of space, that sense of connection to the land, that sense of connection to each other, acknowledging that we are all here for different reasons, we're all here for different purposes, you know, whether we be Indigenous or non, we are here together, we are connected, we are, you know, our ancestors have brought us together for a purpose and for a reason. And so this is the time that we need to really reflect on that. And I think that's what a land acknowledgement is. It's a point of reflection, a point of understanding where our relationships are and what our responsibilities are. And so to welcome everyone into the circle today, I would like to share the Cree welcome song. Traditionally when we sing songs, we sing in rounds of 4 to honor the 4 directions of the medicine wheel, but this song we sing in rounds of 3 to keep the circle open and welcoming so everyone completes the circle today. Because in a circle, we're all connected. There's no beginning, there's no end, no one is greater or less than anyone else in the circle, just like in the hoop of life. So it teaches us to honor each other for those differences. Because if we were all exactly the same, the world would be incredibly boring and nothing would ever get done. And so it teaches us to really come into the circle without judgment, to come in without comparing ourselves to other people, because we're on completely different paths. We have different weaknesses, we have different strengths, but we also have different parts to play within our community, and I think that's really important. It teaches us not to, you know, come to a place where we're disagreeing, but to come to that middle ground where we can compromise, because that's what makes our community strong and resilient. So Mia Sin, which is from the Natahau family, is from Sturgeon Lake Cree Nation, and I thank that family and many families like the Natahau family for keeping this song alive and for keeping stories and our teachings alive to be able to share them in a good way. This is the time that we knew would come, you know, the time of regeneration, rebirth, reconnection, and so I'm just very blessed to be able to share and to be able to honor that. And so Mia Sin, which is the Cree welcome song, it doesn't just mean welcome, it also means beautiful. So I'm going to stand up to sing. Whee! There we go. Oops, 1 second. There we go. So that was my magic unblurry hand. No. Mia Sin, Mia Sin, Hasemina, Hasemina, Epetakote, Niwagomagan, Hota, Homa, Kita skino, Mia Sin, Mia Sin, Hasemina, Hasemina, Epetakote, Niwagomagan, Hota, Homa, Kita skino, Mia Sin, Mia Sin, Hasemina, Hasemina, kote niwa goma ga hota homa kita skino. Hi, and welcome to the circle, everyone. And good for joining today. So I'm going to share a couple of women's songs again today. Again, we're leading up to the Red Dress Day, which is May the 5th, and the event there. And so I think it's really important to just keep sharing these songs so that people can learn them and that we can join together. Because when we sing and we drum together, it has so much power, has so much strength, especially as women. We are guiding our community, we're guiding healing with our drumming and our singing together. And so this song is the Strong Women song, and originally it was known as the Turtle song because in it, so the turtle represents women's medicine. When we look at the turtle's back, it has 28 ridges along the outside to represent the 28 days in a moon cycle, very much like our own moon cycle, and it also has 13 bumps to represent the 13 moons in a year. And the 13 moons guide the way that we step on Turtle Island, which also, coincidentally, is our beautiful Mother Earth. So there's where that mother energy comes from. But it guides us with our planting, it guides us with our hunting, it guides us when we need to rest. So it teaches us all of those things. And this is why it's important to really look at the moon more than a Gregorian calendar. Just saying, because it's more accurate. It's not off. I mean, we've been following it for thousands of years prior to the calendar being instituted. So obviously we had something else going on. But I think that's really, really important to dial it back and go to our traditional teachings that have gotten us so far. And now that we're reclaiming it, we're starting to see really the value in it. And we're starting to see how science actually proves things we've done for thousands of years. So yay, science. But the other teachings behind this song, not only of the moon and of women's teachings, but I was actually reminded of a story that I used to carry, and I haven't shared it for a really long time, of so this song has so much power, it's so much strength, and it had become the Strong Woman song. It had kind of changed from the Turtle song into the Strong Woman song, which is an Ojibwe song, through a recidivism program, it was a jail, a women's prison in Ontario. And so through this prison program, there was a bunch of women that were brought together to drum, to sing, to learn about their culture, to really connect to traditional ways of healing and traditional ways of, justice, which I think was so, so important. And this is something that is so outside of the justice system and the way that it's colonialist structured. But in this program, these women who had lost everything, because when women go to jail, they had they lose everything. They lose their family, they lose their connection, they lose their sense of self. A lot of them are there because they're escaping trauma, intergenerational trauma, or otherwise. Some of them are escaping domestic abuse situations. Some of them have addiction issues. But all of that is stemming from trauma, and that trauma that has been inflicted on us for generation after generation. And so that healing process is so necessary. And a lot of these women were reoffending over and over and over again because it seemed like prison was the only place that they were safe. And so when this program was brought in to heal the women, to connect them to their culture, to make them proud of who they were and the blood that was running through their veins, to make them feel strong and empowered as Indigenous women, all of the women that were involved in this program, this really became their theme song. And they shared it day in, day out. There was a riot in the prison, and the Indigenous women all just put themselves in one corner as not to get involved in the riot. And they sang this song. They held that strength and they held their ground, and they made sure that they didn't get involved. And so of all of the women that were involved in that program, 98% never reoffended. And so it shows the power of reconnection to culture, of reconnection to our power as women, our power as, sacred beings, and really that connection that we have to each other, that sense of community and camaraderie and healing in a good way, as that's truly where we can see that progress happen. And so this song, the Strong Woman song, I sing it a little bit differently. So we sing it with a heartbeat, which is that women's beat. It's a prayer beat and so an honor beat. And when I sing it, I do a little bit of a key change. So I go up each and every time. And to me, that is women coming together to rise above. It's all of our community coming together to rise above any challenges, any hardship, because we can rise above anything as long as we are in this together. And so it teaches us to step away from lateral violence and step into our light of connection, of community, and of unconditional love of each other. And so this is the Strong Woman song. I've been singing all day, so my throat might be a little sore. Have a sip of water before I start. Also, the OG Cree Turtle song. Drastic weather changes often affect my voice, so I'm trying to wet my whistle a little bit. So back on the train of women's songs, I'm going to share the Women's Warrior song, because that's always a beautiful song to share. It is a West Coast song, a Salish song, and it teaches us really about that warrior spirit that's within each and every one of us. And that's that gentle warrior spirit, the one that is of service, because that's what a warrior is. It's somebody who stays strong and stays resilient and faces adversity head on to do what's best for their community and their family and their friends. And McWitchdab, thank you so much. And so this is really, it's that inspiration piece that sometimes I think we need, especially when we're picking up the pieces after we've lost somebody that we care about, or as we're, raising children that we never expected to raise, but we know that it's important. It's important to do that work, and we love them unconditionally. And I think that's such a beautiful thing and a beautiful gift to share, and it's not something to be frowned upon. Also, I think it's so important that we stand up for what's right. And sometimes standing up for what's right is writing a strongly worded letter. Sometimes it's actually being on the front lines. And sometimes it's just making sure that the people who are on the front lines are taken care of. And so this song, during AIM, the American Indian Movement, and specifically the Oka Crisis, there were a whole bunch of protests, and, well, not really protests, weren't rallies. We were rallying for truth, we were rallying for justice, we were rallying for what is right in our communities, and we were rallying, there we go, that's the word I was looking for the, for our brothers and sisters, you know, and their lands as well as our own. But even then, we don't really own the land, so all of the land, and Mother Earth as we honor her. And so during the Oka Crisis, there were a group in Vancouver, and they were on the front lines. They were staging a rally, and they were honoring what was happening in Oka and doing their own thing, and really honoring the land that they were standing upon as well, because they have been experiencing much of the same. And so it was like alongside, even though we were across the country from each other, or across Turtle Island from each other. And so during this, the RCMP noticed that the grandmothers were bringing food, and they were bringing supplies, and they were making sure that everybody was taken care of, and they were making sure that all the kids were taken care of. And so the RCMP got this great idea. Well, if we arrest all the grandmothers, then all the protesters will just go home, because there will be nobody to feed them, there'll be nobody to take care of their children. And so they went and they arrested, I think it was like 30 grandmothers. Who arrests cookums? Come on, seriously. But they did, because that's what the RCMP do. They thought, oh, this will nip it in the bud. But it didn't. If anything, it made it worse. And so more and more people joined in with the rallies. More and more people started protesting. And not only that, they were bringing their children on the front lines, which made the RCMP look even worse when they were trying to push back against these rallies and protests, because there were children present. And so it really backfired on the RCMP. And then when the grandmothers were eventually released from prison, because you can only hold somebody in prison in BC for 30 days without charge before you have to release them. And so as the grandmothers were all released from prison, all of the people were standing outside the courthouse waiting for them and drumming this song, the Women's Warrior Song, and honoring the warrior spirit in each and every one of those grandmothers, who held their ground, who held their grace, who remained connected and honor community, and they sang traditional songs while they were in there. And so it was really about honoring that strength of those women and honoring the strength of all our communities as we come together. And this song really does, it's that rallying cry to bring us all together as community, as women leading the way, because women lead community. That's what our job is to make sure that no one gets left behind, that everyone's voice is heard. And this is why women are starting to take those leadership roles back. We're taking the drums back so that we can lead our community through healing and in a good way, so we can recover Mother Earth and all of our traditional teachings and ways of knowing in a good way. So this is the Salish Women's Warrior Song. actually going to pull up. I was going to share a song, but I always forget the lyrics. I need to practice it more. So it's a song that I wrote for my girls. Music and writing. Wow. My thing is a hot mess. All right. So there we go. I don't know what's going on here. Whoa, something froze. That's weird. Hopefully we're still good. Still broadcasting? I sure hope so. Awesome. So this is a song Daughter that I wrote for my girls. And it looks like we're still connected. Maybe, possibly. Oops. Weird. Okay. Well, hopefully we're still connected. I don't know if it looks like we're not. So give me a moment. Oh no, there we go. It is just frozen for some reason. All right, looks like we're back. Okay, there we go. Okay, yay! All right, yes, so I should have loaded this up prior so I didn't have that weird freeze thing. It looked like it froze on my end. I'm not sure what happened. But this song I had wrote for my girls during the Acidic series. What was really interesting is Acidic was a dinner series that I took part in. And what was really beautiful about that series is one year we were assigned different elements and different things in nature. And then the second year that we did it, we were assigned kinship terms. And I was given the table daughter. And I didn't really think much of it. I was thinking, okay, well, I'm a daughter, my mom's a daughter, and I'm thinking of things in terms of that. But then throughout the year, so many things developed. And by that third dinner series, my girls had moved in with me, and I all of a sudden had daughters. And so when I wrote this song, I was thinking of them and thinking how much I care about them, how much I love them, and how much I want to see them thrive, and how much they deserve to be these strong, beautiful, independent, Indigenous women, to really honor who they were and the spirit of who they are. And so this is why I wrote the song for them. And I still get a little teary because it means a lot. So this is the daughter song. Akihito way oh hey I oh. Hi. So that is a song that I wrote for my daughters. All right. So the next song I'm going to share is another song, because that seems like it's very fitting. And so this song was shared with me from my friend Lacey. We did a song exchange, and so she shared this song with me, and I shared a healing song with her. And so I think those are the most beautiful exchanges, because they're so meaningful, because you're both walking away with something very important for that point in your life. And so the mother song, it's really about honoring all parents, not just mothers, but all parents. And it really teaches us about the time at the residential school when we didn't get to raise our children. They were taken from us before we had the opportunity to rear them, to raise them. And now we're starting to reclaim those traditional ways of childbearing, those traditional ways of child rearing, those traditional ways of knowing, and breaking those cycles of intergenerational trauma. So in the song, it's the mother calling out and the child's calling back, but they're drifting further and further and further away. And when you sing this song, it's heart-wrenching, but this is how parents feel. You feel like you need to protect your kids at all times, and you just want to make sure that they're safe. You want to make sure that they're doing well, and the further and further they get, the harder and harder that becomes. And so in this song, it's really about honoring that strength of those parents and the women and the children who have survived through all that we have been through, and the ones that are reclaiming and reconnecting and bringing back those connections to each other, those connections to our community, and those connections to breaking those cycles of intergenerational trauma for all of our future generations, and to bring that healing to the past. And so, yeah, this is the mother song. Yeah, my water. So the next song that I share, I don't know, I've been thinking a lot about the moon lately. I did a beautiful drum workshop this weekend, and the moon was just brilliant. I don't know why, it's just that this habit that I'm doing of like actually doing drum workshops on usually a full moon or a long weekend. It's just easier on me to do it on a long weekend just because I need that day after to recover. But yeah, it was just a gift to be able to create them under that beautiful full moon, and you really felt the strength and the power in each and every one of them. And if anybody's curious, I'm doing another drum making workshop next month over the May long weekend. And so again, we're going to create some beautiful things together. Rattle making will be the first, yeah, it'll be on the first weekend in May. So it's, I think, the 6th and the 7th. Don't quote me on that. I don't have a calendar in front of me. If I don't have my Google Calendar in front of me, I have no idea what's happening. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I think it's just a beautiful gift to be able to share. And then this upcoming weekend, I am doing a medicine bag workshop on single teachings. And then the following weekend, I'll be at Fort Calgary and I'll be teaching sash weaving. I haven't done sash weaving in a little while, so I'm a little rusty, but I've been practicing and trying to finish some of my projects. So that's the thing when you're a teacher, you never finish any projects of your own. And so I'm blocking off time so I actually get to finish projects. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I'm going to share actually I'm going to share the bear song because the bear is like been really predominant to my mind, and the bear's waking up right now. Hopefully, I don't know, he probably came out of his cave and he's like, look at all the snow. Nope, not the right time. Probably went back in. So but the bear teaches us about timing, and so maybe our timing is really off with spring because we haven't been paying attention to the moons. Maybe we lost track. And so yeah, this song just honors the bear. It honors the strength of the bear, the teachings of the bear, how the bear teaches us what to eat, when to eat it, but also that courage that the bear brings to us. And when we say courage, a lot of people think it's like the courage to like raw fight, but it's not. It's the courage to stand up for what's right, and it's the courage to be yourself, because that takes a lot of courage. And the bear teaches us it's really important to do that, to not take the easy way out, but to face our problems head on. And part of that is to honor our identity of who we are. And so this is the Untitled Bear Song. Absolutely. Thank you, Rocio. It's good to see you. So the next song that I'm going to share, no, there's so many. I've been thinking a lot about the Ancestral bird song. I think I shared that last week, though. But yeah, the ravens were laughing today when I came out of my car. I could hear them in my tree, just like, rah, rah. And I was like, yeah, it's funny. They're probably commenting on the snow as well. And so I'm going to share the raven song. As the raven teaches us not to take ourselves too seriously. It teaches us about humility, about knowing that we're not greater or less than anyone else, but that we all have different things that we need to learn, lessons that we need to learn, different things that we get to share with each other, and teach each other. And there's so many ways that we can grow together, and we need to be humble to be able to do that. And the Raven teaches us that, and to not take ourselves too seriously. This is why the Raven is like always a trickster, because he just plays tricks on us so we don't take ourselves too seriously. And so yeah, I was thinking about Kokopelli too. So I used to live in Arizona, and Kokopelli was, there's always that imagery everywhere. And the Kokopelli spirit is very much like Napi and Blackfoot. It's very much like, what's it called? It's like Wasakajak in Cree, or Nanaboju. So it's those playful spirits that kind of get into trouble. They show us the best and worst parts of our own humanity. And so this song kind of reminds me of him too. So when I was looking for my earrings this morning, I have beautiful earrings of Kokopelli, and they just kind of jumped out at me, and I was like, oh, today's gonna be a fun day. So and then I came out and I was like, oh, funny Kokopelli, funny weather, I see how you're playing. So yeah, so this is the Raven song to teach us not to take ourselves too seriously. In the third round, at the end of it, you're gonna hear woo as the raven falls out of the sky. And so this is the Raven song. Real laughter. I wanted to sing Gitsi Gokman because that song, it really reminds me to say that I love and appreciate people. Because I do. I love and appreciate Mother Earth. I love and appreciate Makinstis and the energy that it has. And I love and appreciate my home. I love and appreciate my family. I love and appreciate my pets, however neurotic they may be. But it's really about showing that love and appreciation for those things and those people in your life. But also to remember to show that love and appreciation for yourself and all that you do. And this song I learned from my good friend Sandra Many Feathers and also my good friend Stephanie English, and I really honor them and I keep them in my heart every time I sing this song. And I just, I admire them so much and I love them so much. And so I'm very, very thankful for them being in my life and being my friends and being my sisters. And so this is Gitsi Gokman, which is the Blackfoot I Love You song, and it was originally done by Olivia Tailfeathers, and she, I believe, is from Siksika. Gitsi Gokman, everyone, Gitsi Gokman, everyone, Gitsi Gokman, everyone, Gitsi Gokman. Way away yo, way away yo, way away yo, Gitsi Gokman, Gitsi Gokman, na, Gitsi Gokman, na, Gitsi Gokman, na, Gitsi Gokman. Way away yo, way away yo, way away yo, Gitsi Gokman, Gitsi Gokman, Mokinstis, Gitsi Gokman, Mokinstis, Gitsi Gokman, Mokinstis, Gitsi Gokman. Way away yo, way away yo, way away yo, Gitsi Gokman, Gitsi Gokman, everyone, Gitsi Gokman, everyone, Gitsi Gokman, everyone, Gitsi Gokman. Way away yo, way away yo, way away yo, Gitsi Gokman. Woo! Yeah, I do love that song. And so I'm going to share a couple more. I was going to share another women's song. So this is Anagaya, the Women's Honor Song from Joan Henry, who is a Arapaho Cherokee. It teaches us about honoring that pulse of Mother Earth, that pulse of nature, that pulse of life. Because everything grows in a pulse. Everything has a breathing pulse, a rhythm, a heartbeat. All living things, they grow in the same way with those pulses. And so it's that connection to Mother Earth and that connection to, you know, that sacredness that we have as women, as the life bearers, as the life givers, as the connectors to the earth. We bleed into the earth to help the earth grow in our traditional moon ceremonies. And so it's really about honoring that connection that we have not only to the earth but to each other, because we have that same pulse, that same rhythm that's within each and every one of us. And so when we sing it, it's to honor that. It's to honor that feminine energy that connects us all, that nurturing energy that connects us all, that pulse of earth, the pulse of nature that's within us and all around us. And it's that same pulse that whenever we pick up a baby, we want to just like balance them to make them feel a little bit better. It's that same pulse, it's that same energy. And so, yeah, I think Joan Henry, again, she is, the song is Arapaho Cherokee because that's what she is. And I thank her for singing, or for sharing this song and for singing this song. And yeah, for letting people share it in a good way. And so this is Anagaya, the Women's Honor Song. Anagaya, weha weha, weha no way, weha weha we, weha weha, Anagaya, weha weha, weha no we hana we ha we ya we ah we ah we ah 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 Anagaya we ha we ah we hana we ha we ya we ah we ah we ah 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 we So I wanted to share the Thunderbird song, and then I'm going to share the goodbye song or the traveling song. So the reason I wanted to share the Thunderbird song is because of the beautiful Thunderbird that has been dumping all of this snow all over Mohkinstis in southern Alberta, and really all across the prairies. And so when we look at storms, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's something that's necessary to balance everything out. So we are so off balance that we have to have these major storms happen so that Mother Earth's trying to be like, hey, pay attention, fix this, or else I'm going to keep dumping snow on you. And so, yeah, that's the Thunderbird just being like, don't do that. And so we know it in our intuition, we know it in our bones, we know it in our very spirits and in our very cores. And so it's really just about speaking out and honoring the voices that cannot be heard, and sharing those voices in a good way, whether they be the plants, the animals, the earth itself, and each other, standing up for what's important. And so the Thunderbird teaches us that everything happens for a reason, good and bad. And so it's what we do with those experiences that shapes and molds who we are and our character. We have that ability that we can experience something and either learn from it or continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over again, until the Thunderbird gets fed up with us and kicks us in the butt and puts us on the right path. And so it's just really about fate or destiny. It's that thing that needs to push us in the right direction, and we'll get there eventually. And so this is the Thunderbird Song, which is an Anishinaabe song. And so the last song that I'd like to share all right, is the traveling song. And so I love to close with this song because it really just puts us on the right path. May everyone have a safe journey this week and beyond. May everyone, their journey lead them to good places with good people and good things, and really honor their path, make it a gentle path, and with strong footing. And so this song really teaches us about honoring community and all of those steps that we take to lead us to community. It teaches us that family is where we make it, where we build it. And sometimes we have family or friends that become family. And I think that's such a beautiful gift, and that really is honored in this song. This song also teaches us that we just have to take one step in front of the other, and it's not really about the destination, it's about the journey and all that we learn along the way. So I honor my elder Sharon Turner every time I sing this song, and I also honor Alana and Yolanda, or sorry, oh, Alana's on my mind, okay, Ashley and Yolanda for bringing this song back to me, and I'm so thankful and grateful, and just all of the good things. So yeah, I just hope you have a beautiful week ahead. I hope that you stay safe. If you can take a snow day tomorrow and you're in Mohkinstis, please do, because those roads are brutal. I could barely get up my hill to get home, and I have winter tires. And so yeah, I hope everyone's safe and everybody has a beautiful week. and I hope to see you next week and at some of the yeah, if you have any questions about the workshops, I have them posted on my website, so please go there, create.ca, C-R-E-E, because I'm Cree, the number 8, because I'm AT.ca. Hi everyone, Chimagwich, thank you so much, and Marcy, I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful week, and I will see you next Tuesday if I don't see you beforehand. Magwich, everyone. Bye. Be safe, stay warm.